Award-winning musician Shawn Okpebholo has been co-commissioned by Linton Chamber Music with generous support from Anne and Harry Stanton. The world premiere of the work for Wind Quintet will take place on Sunday, January 21st, 2024 at First Unitarian Church on Linton Street in Cincinnati. Principal players of the Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra will be performing flutist Randy Bowman, oboist Dwight Perry, clarinetist Christopher Pell, bassoonist Christopher Sales, and French horn player Elizabeth Freimuth. So you are an alum of CCM. This is a homecoming for you.
I love it. Yeah, this is very special. You know, I have commissions all the time, and I'll go all over the country and even parts of the world. But to come to Cincinnati for this is very, very special, because I do consider Cincinnati as one of my homes, having been there, lived there for 5 years, studying at CCM with my master's and doctorate.
Yeah. Have you ever had, so some of these musicians, definitely Randy and Liz, were in the symphony when you were there in the early 2000s. Do you know them? Have you played with them or given them music to play before of yours?
No, but the special thing is Christopher Sales, the bassoonist, was my student at CCM. He was I was a TA. He was in my orchestration class. So I remember him as a student, and he ended up going to Juilliard, and now he's the principal of the CSO, and so that's very special. He and his wife commissioned me to do a piece for bassoon and flute and marimba last year sometime, and they premiered it. And so, to me, all the musicians are great, but what's special about this particular wind ensemble is seeing Christopher Sales play my piece.
Wow, how great. So the name of this wind quintet is Rise, and it is a 3-movement piece. And it's seeds, deep harmony, and spark. And you say that it tells a dynamic musical narrative, as most or all of your music does. And you've said it's engaged with the pressing themes of our time, the struggle against racial injustice, the aspiration for harmony as the core of humanity, and the fervent call to action. I'd like if we could just maybe break it down movement by movement. So maybe you can expand on what you envisioned for each section, and then also what you hope people will hear and what they'll take away from each of these movements and as a whole. So let's start with the first movement, Seeds.
Yeah, so in this dynamic opening movement, the Wind Quintet engages in this conversation, this earnest dialogue, symbolizing the urgency and desire to sow the seeds of change in hopes that the harvest would consist of transformed hearts. The musical interplay at times takes on this very aggressive tone, representing our determination and agency in addressing certain injustices.
Yeah. Deep harmony. It's the second movement. What's deep harmony? I love this. It's very positive.
Yeah. Obviously, it's a play on the word harmony and musical play, but also harmony between each other. And so yeah, this movement explores rich harmonies. I created a soundscape that envisions a world where unity among people of all backgrounds is not only commonplace, but fervently embraced. Amid these harmonies, there's this sweet melody, this poignant song without words that weaves through and encapsulates the longing of grace and peace. It celebrates the profound beauty found in embracing our differences and simply living in harmony.
And then what about the conclusion, Spark?
Yeah, that's a very, very fun movement. And so the idea of the notion that a single spark can cause a lasting flame honestly serves as the inspiration for this movement. This very spirited movement serves as a call to action. In this movement, I use the early 20th century African American song "This Little Light of Mine," and I abstractly reference it in this movement, musically igniting the notion that our actions, no matter how small, can have meaningful and affecting change.
Mm. Now you've said that as a composer, you're a little bit hands off, that you specify things on the page, of course, but that you like to sort of step back and let the professional performers put their own stamp on that. Where do you think this might go with these principal players of the CSO?
You know what? I have no idea. I will hear it when you hear it. What's cool about this consortium, this commission is the CSO is going to premiere it, the wind quintet, but it's also going to be premiered by maybe 5 or 6 other wind quintets around the country. And I expect every single one of those performances to be quite different from each other. Yeah,
Money Wins is doing it, right?
Mighty Winds, and that is a predominantly African American wind quintet, and they may bring their own experiences in this piece. So
Mhm.
I know that I'm running for the best musicians in the world, and I know they're going to play it brilliantly. We'll
Mhm.
see how they interpret my music.
Yeah. So, because we're all going to be hearing it for the first time, though, but you know what's on the page. So, what do you want someone who's never heard this piece before? Obviously, all of us. What do you want us to listen for? What is the core thing you want us to take away?
Yeah, so you know, obviously you don't have to read the program notes, but if you read the notes, which I'm assuming will be in the program, come from it with that perspective and see how I use these 5 instruments as 5 different people, as a conversation. What am I trying to evoke, in deep harmony? What do these harmonies mean? What am I trying to say here? In Spark, many of us know the song "This Little Light of Mine, I'm gonna let it shine." This little light of mine. Now you may not even hear it because I use it in an abstract way, but what does that mean? Am I what does spark mean? And how I set this movement? What emotions or what energy does it evoke in you? And does the music, is it inspiring for you to be a part of this change, or at least be actively aware of what's going on and doing your part in changing our systems here in America?
Yeah. And you and I are going to do a pre-concert talk before this,
Yes,
Linton.
excited
Well,
about it. Yep.
that's going to be great. So people will actually have a chance to come and meet you and hear you talking about this piece and maybe even ask some questions.
Yep, I love it. So,
Yeah. And what's really great about Linton, and you said that you had not attended any Linton chamber music concerts. The Linton venue is a very small venue. It's fewer than 300 seats, I believe. And so it's very, very small venue. It's a very intimate place. You can see the looks on the faces of the performers. You can see them exchanging their looks and having that dialogue, having that communication. You hear them breathing. You
mhm,
really get a different experience by being in that room, in that small venue where, it's like you're in a capsule,
right,
a special little venue where the world is just outside.
right.
It's just, um,
Yeah, yeah, I'm really excited about that. That have that really intimate setting. So you can really see these performers engaging with each other because we live in a very visual age too, right? Obviously, I would hope people listen to them, if they can't be there, but to see people engage and musicians in a way that also says a lot.
and there's something, again, particularly intimate about chamber music. It's something that I enjoy playing, and it's something that I enjoy attending because, again, it just has more of a one-on-one kind of a feel to it. You really feel more a part of it, and particularly in Linton because the front rows are seated literally just a few feet away from the
Love it.
performers.
I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah. Well, I can't wait to meet you in person, and I can't wait to
Likewise.
hear the world premiere of this work.
Me too.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.